Welcome to Soul Traveller. Today I'm very lucky to have two men with me today. One isn't enough, and they're not just any men, excuse the pun guys. So I'd like to introduce to Michael and Waleed and the creators behind, and the organisers behind, what would you say, is it a movement called Anyman?
It's certainly a movement, yeah. It's a men's emotional awareness movement.
Right, so how did this come about?
I started the movement just over a year ago. I was on my own journey of awareness, and I'm a coach and I'm a therapist, and I was seeing a lot of men coming through the door into my room, and I was just seeing a lot of sadness, a lot of anger, a lot of relationship issues, a lot of depression, and I thought there's something on here. I really wanted to explore that. So
what is it that was missing with men? Because you look at the old programming, you're the providers, the protectors, you don't cry, everything's, you're the strong ones. The girls can talk and emotionally decharge everything they want to do. So what was it that you found out listening to all these men?
I think it comes down to just being disconnected with themselves, and that disconnection with oneself was causing a disconnection with the rest of their relationships. And what we discover is these blockages of past things that's happened to them that is holding them back just being themselves.
So you've just come off a retreat, literally. A friend of mine was there and he said it was amazing. You're the Kundalini Yoga there, and I'm sure you do much more. What is it about? What happens at these retreats?
It's really just creating a safe space, a safe environment where men can get together and go deep. And by going deep, it means getting in touch with their emotions. First of all, maybe learning language on how to express emotions and what the emotions are. And the idea is to do Kundalini Yoga, which is one method that we do it, but also through breathing exercises, some Qigong, walking, to really get in touch with our bodies. And the idea here with these retreats is that we're not there to fix anybody. Nobody's going to be able to fix somebody else. So get to know yourself intimately, get to know your truth, connect to that truth, and then feel safe to bring it out because you're held in a sacred space where everybody is sharing, everybody's being brave, and that's when the magic happens.
Do you think it's better for men to be like this in front of a group of men? Is it different when they're bonding with you, and are they able to be more open?
I think so. For me, my personal journey has been, peeling back the layers of what my expectations and what society and what everybody wants from me, and getting to my truth. And I haven't been able to do that in the context of normal life and normal society, in the business environment, and even with my family and close friends. But when I go with a bunch of men and we're all there for the same purpose, I'm able to start peeling off layers and feel accepted for it. And that's when my truth starts to come out, because it's been buried and sometimes not even known to me. It could be in my shadows.
And all men come with their emotional inability, right? And when they see another man releasing, it gives them a subconscious permission for them to release themselves.
It's funny, I met somebody recently in his late 30s, and he said to me the other day he was driving and he just burst out crying, and he hasn't cried like that for 20 years. Yeah. And it shows how much you keep in, right? Women are the same. Like, I can be quite strong and, quite manly in many ways, where I think I shouldn't cry too much, and I'm not overly emotional. And I've realized when I've kept it in, I've had little breakdowns which haven't been good. We haven't really been taught that it's okay to cry as you get older. It's fine when you're little, but we still are children in just big adult bodies, I find. What are you finding with the younger generation, the guys in their 20s and 30s? Are you seeing much more different than you guys were when you were growing up?
Things are shaking, which may be good as an opportunity, but it also causes even more confusion in terms of, okay, who am I and what needs to happen? But to your question, I think there is more of an awareness and more of an opportunity. And I think the reason why Anyman exists is because we want to create an avenue for younger men and for all men to know that there are support groups out there that you can reach out to. And there's a lot of, I think, I would say spirituality, but also a form of ritual almost. When we hold that space and we create these retreats, it really allows men to drop down, be one with nature, tap into their dream states, to their subconscious states, and really explore what's happening. And I think we've lost that in society. So this is the safe space where they can do it.
Yeah, I know when I started awakening quite spiritually, a lot of people started falling away, and you need to find that new tribe. How was it easy as men to find that tribe when you guys were going down that path?
with all due respect to the Middle East, it was bloody hard, you know. And this is probably the main reason that I started the group.
Yeah.
I was lonely. I was disconnected. I went searching for my tribe, and I thought it was in the bars, and I thought it was in sports or whatever, and it wasn't, you know, because that's not who I am. I know deep down who I am. I'm a spiritual person, and I love helping, and I love the meditation side of life and that sort of stuff. And it was impossible for me, actually. It was impossible until we started this.
But I honestly feel that, I mean, I think women have been quite spiritually evolved because there's that maternal instinct. If a movement like this continues over the next 10, 20 decades, the whole planet will change on a massive level because men have such an influence on everything from war, power, greed, you know, money.
Yeah, I mean, I have 3 older sisters, and it's fantastic to see what has happened in terms of women empowerment and for them to actually step up and be in the workplace and do all of these great things, and huge advocate of all of that. But I really feel like the men are left behind. So now we're creating another imbalance and another kind of sickness that's happening in our evolution, because you have, you know, one gender that is also not evolving to where they need to go. And I think in order for the whole human race to evolve, there needs to be that balance and there needs to be that awareness. And if the men don't catch up, then we don't have a healthy society in any way, shape, or form. We're not good role models for our children, and it's really just going to be a disgrace.
I just wanted to bring something up. I'm actually Sikh, and I found out that you do Sikh scriptures, and he does like all the prayers. So I'm a really bad Sikh compared to Waleed, who's not even Sikh. That's amazing. Like, what does I know you do it because it's related to Kundalini Yoga.
Yeah, so it all comes from Kundalini Yoga. It was a practice that I embraced around 3 years ago, and it just, I don't know if I can swear or not, but it kicked my ass. It was really, really pushing me to my edge. So the cool thing about Kundalini Yoga is that it brings yoga postures, so it's physical, but it's also a lot of breath work and a lot of chanting and mantras. And it comes from the lineage of Guru Nanak and Guru Ramdas, so it's got the Sikh lineage to it. And when I started chanting, it literally changed my life.
In what way?
I never used to speak up. I was brought up to be the good little boy that made everybody happy and was very empathetic, but never spoke his truth. So oddly enough, when the mantras came into my life, and I was, you know, going ekonkar and really letting it out and reciting the japji and so on and so forth, I got a sense of confidence that I've never had before.
You do know us Sikhs talk a lot and we are very loud, so it could just be that, you know, it's just brought it out in you.
It really, it's very, very powerful. And for me, the Kundalini Yoga of blending the mantras, the mudras, the breathing, the asanas has transformed my life on a very subtle subconscious level, but has come up and erupted into my real life.
The fellow Punjabi now, which is great. Okay, so I want you both to just have one final word. If there's some men out there and they want to try this or they're not sure, what would you say to them?
Be honest with yourself, because when you're honest with yourself and really deep drop down and get really honest with yourself, there probably is something missing in life. And it's scary. This stuff we do is scary. That first step into the room is really scary, and accessing those emotions and accessing what really is going on is a very, very scary journey. But it's so enriching, it's so powerful, and it's so real.
I would just say, you're not alone.
So just lastly, can any woman come for the next retreat, or is it men only?
So no, you can't come to our retreats,
That's what I wanted
and I'll
to
let
say.
Waleed speak to it.
Women are major catalysts in our work, and I think a lot of women can support men. When they see a man that is sad, that is anxious, that is angry, and there's no place for them to go, women, I think, are the biggest advocates of the kind of work that we do. You know, sisters, mothers, wives, that can say, you're not alone, there is someplace that you can go. And I think we're all doing this for the benefit of humanity.
It's one of the reasons I wanted to invite you and so many of the men on Soul Traveller, because I really give you a lot of praise, and it's very brave of you to come out, because it is hard to say that, you know, you're struggling or you've had fear or you haven't been a good, you know, you said, I wanted to be a good man. You know, that's such a lovely thing to say, you know, but who shows you what is a good man? So, you know, I'm really proud of you both for coming on the show and doing this, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you for having us. That's great.